Can you tell me what's wrong with this sample?
Oh my god, I'm sorry.
Can you understand as a black woman why I would have a problem with that?
Yeah, I can double check who.
How could that be a mistake? Because this King, that's my last name, right? Comma would be my first name, correct?
Yeah.
How do you misspell Kiera as Kong? That's insane.
Yeah, I can double check who did that. I'm honestly not sure who printed that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Previously, we've never had like any sort of issue like that. I understand where you're coming from.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire right now. Like, that's unacceptable. And even if it is a typo, which, like, if they want to pull that and say that that's what it was, how? Seriously?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sure how that happened.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So are you able to, like, go in and see, like who did it, what? Because was that in my chart? How does that happen?
Let me double check. No, like that's not anywhere in the chart. I do see your name is listed here as King, which, let me see.
Right. Like, that's, like, reportable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's, like...
Yeah, I'm so sorry about that. Let me just try to get more information, okay? I do apologize. Again, it wasn't me who, like, printed that label.
I understand.
I'm not sure how it happened.
I understand. I cannot walk out of this office without raising that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Up as a concern, because what do you mean? That's a black woman comes into, right, doctor's office seeking care to be taken care of, and they receive.
Yeah. Okay, let me just try to get a little bit more info, okay?
Thank you.
I'll be right back. Medical assistant helping you today?
Uh-huh.
So she's just...
It was, I see that I put the name incorrect on there. It wasn't really my intentions to do that. Your name on there is not what it seems on there. Like I did mention to her, and she did mention to me that you want this all recorded. That is totally fine. It wasn't really my intention to put your name like that. I did give it to you, and we were double checking it to see if it was incorrect or correct. We didn't mention anything.
We didn't double check anything. You said, have you done a sample like this before?
Yeah, I've done a sample, and then I gave it to you, and you went to the restroom.
Correct. So why are you saying that we were checking the name?
We were checking the name because I asked if it was incorrect.
So y'all just saw that video right there, and by the time this video gets uploaded, some of you probably will have already seen this video because it has pretty much gone super viral. I saw it on Instagram. It's probably floating all over any type of social media platform right now, and this is it's not shocking. I was going to say shocking. I was going to lie. This is unfortunately not shocking, especially since, you know, I have done several videos in the past where you have situations where a black person is either a customer somewhere, or in this case getting medical attention, and they put these derogatory names on the receipts, or in this case the label. So this story is coming out of California, and it's involving this woman that you see in this video whose name is Kiera King, and I believe she's a TikToker based on what I've read. And she went to a clinic for a routine checkup, or she was seeking some kind of medical care. It's really none of our business what kind of medical care that she was getting, but that's just basically what she was there for. And she was getting, you know, she was doing a test kit, like, you know, giving maybe some samples of something that was needed to aid into whatever it is that she has going on with her. And when she got the test label back, she looked at it, and as you can see in the picture, it said King Kong on it, as in that giant gorilla King Kong in the movies from back in the day and as of late. And it's like, how in the world do you get Kiera King, or I'm sorry, how do you get King Kong from Kiera King? The only thing that they had right in on that label was her last name, but it's her last name, not her first name, and then they put Kong. So they're basically comparing this black woman to a gorilla or an ape, which is something that is not new when it comes to black people, because at one point in time, and even to this day, they like to call us gorillas and apes and all types of stuff, when newsflash, if you shave the gorilla, it's very pale. So if anything, if you want to talk about comparing anything to a damn gorilla or an ape, you better compare it to the people that it should be compared to. And I wanted to also point out that they had the nerve to try to sit up there and blame her for the issue at hand. They try to make it seem like she was the one that gave them the wrong name, or that the name that they had wasn't on the file, or anything like that. They literally gaslit. That's what they did. They literally gaslit this woman into making it seem like it was her fault. And she's like, no, don't try to put the blame on me because you have my name on file. It says Kiera King. Why would I put King Kong as my name? And then it's like you can just run the records and show that if I gave you King Kong, first off, if anyone gave someone the name of King Kong, no one would believe that. In any aspect, they would think that you were pranking them, because I don't think anybody would name their child, at least I hope not, their child King Kong. Like, especially if they have a black child. Like, why would they do that to themselves? Why would they do that to their child? Then they try to claim that it was a typo on there. I mean, they started pulling out everything. Again, they was continuously gaslighting this woman into try to avoid accountability. And this is when she was talking to, I guess, like the I don't know if she's a temp or whoever this woman is, but it was one woman, and then a second woman came in. And I want y'all to also pick up on this. When the second woman came in and she spoke to Kiera, she had an accent. I know y'all picked up on that. She had a bit of an accent. Then she tried to say that it wasn't with intent. That if you heard it, she said that it wasn't with intent for what she did. I'm like, you gonna just sit up there, you're just gonna straight up lie now. You went from gaslighting Kiera King to now lying to her, talking about it wasn't with intent. Listen, I don't know how you, I'll say it again, I don't know how you get King Kong from Kiera King. You had to literally type in K-I-N-G space K-O-N-G. Now, I don't know how you was able to not know the difference between King and Kiera, but they're two different names. And her last name is King. Her first name is Kiera. So I think that's right there would have straight up pissed me off. Is you're trying to put the blame on me so you can shift blame from yourself. And it's like, how is this my fault? Like, that just shows the straight up incompetency of the people that's working there. And as far as I'm concerned with what's going on, it definitely displays the anti-blackness that's floating up and through there, at least with that person. I can't speak for anybody else, but definitely that person. If I was Kiera, I would be suing the hell out of this person as an individual for what they did. And two, I'm taking it a step further and we're going after the clinic or wherever it is that this happened at, if they don't reprimand her. That's all I'm gonna say. Now the video does cut off, so I don't know what happened after that, because this is the only portion of the video that's floating around out there, so I don't know what happened. But you know what, we got all we needed from here. So hopefully Kiera does indeed sue this person and the clinic, as far as I'm concerned, especially if the clinic is not going to do anything. I mean, the video is out there now, but the fact that this person sat up there and lied and gaslit her just so they didn't have to take responsibility or accountability for their actions, that's some BS. Also, I would go on to say, Kiera, just go to another clinic. At this point, I think that would be the best thing to do, and I think she's most likely going to have done that already if she hasn't done so already. I don't know why she went to this one. Maybe it was for convenience, maybe it was close to her, or maybe it was highly recommended, or she saw some reviews and said, oh, maybe I'll go here. But yeah, you never really know what a person too, or a place is like until you actually go there for yourself. And one thing that I had to give a critique to Kiera based on the video is don't explain too much to them. I mean, they can clearly see the error. And what I mean is when she started going into the thing of, you know, how a black woman is treated. Yes, we know how that is, because we know the history of, like, you know, the medical industry, especially when it came to how they treated black bodies, and that's both women and men. This is par for the course. Honestly, this is tame compared to what used to occur, and sometimes even to this day still does occur. So don't go into the explanation territory. Just confront them about the situation, and don't let them veer too far from the script like she was trying to do. But I do give Kiara credit for, you know, standing firm and not allowing this to slide, because some people would just let this roll off the bat. No. This was one of the biggest forms of, one, anti-blackness, and two, disrespect, to compare her to that of a gorilla or an ape by putting that on her label.